and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey. I am That Resolves, and this is Screaming Reanimator. This deck is a pretty new take on an old classic, and I've not seen it on the ladder for a long time. But Duskblade brought us two great inclusions because we've got Rindra the Duskblade and Nocturnal Observer. Observer's great because she gives us a better blind storyteller and just helps us get so much deeper into the deck with the Nightfall ability. Just being able to survive the Vara's favour alone is worth the price of admission here. And though a loot inability is somewhat situational, we only really pay for the first activation, and as long as we can trigger Nightfall, we aren't tying up power, paying to discard the fires. So whatever we draw into, be it the Grasp of Shadows or the Haunted Scream, we can usually just play it. Next up we've got the Rindra. She's a beast, and not only gives you a huge amount of reach, as you can return this with the Haunted Scream, but also helps you just gain a bunch of life out of nowhere, and is generally just a good body to play them for. With the Nightfall trigger just keeping our cards flowing, we're able to just assemble our combos so much easier. If we're looking back at the old toys of the Scream Tempo decks, we've got the Gorgon Fanatic. This just gives us so much velocity, and it's a great Scream target to just keep digging for us, because that's what this deck wants to do. It just wants to keep digging and eventually get there for Vara, bringing everything back and just overwhelming the opponent. We've also got Direwood Beastcaller, speaking of overwhelming the opponent, and it's just a classic piece. It can just generate free wins if your opponent just forgot to bring their interaction. You know, you play this on the play on turn 3, your opponent just, I'm just going to play a Crest, it's fine. I'm going to hold up a torch, like they torch it, whatever. You just Haunted Scream it back, the game's over. You've got two 5/5s. They're just not getting out of it. And at that point, you're just able to snowball out of control. Basically everything in this deck is a lightning rod, and any of your threats can potentially end the game. And for the big reanimation, we've got Vara, and as you can use Vara to return another Vara, you can just discard any redundant copies and just trade them in for additional cards, because as soon as you're able to play or reanimate one of these, it'll just bring all the rest back. And for the creature control side of the package, we've got Black Sky Harbinger, and we've also got Snowcrush Animist, which both tend to just shut the door on your opponent, as well as acting as one-sided rafts in, well, most matchups. Our power base is pretty simple. There's not much to say about it. We've got the Waystones and Crests, which just means our power is actually doing something for us. Anyway, I've never played this before, so this could just be nonsense. On to the games. Okay, looking at this. We've not got any Screams, but we've got a bunch of ways to find them. I'm probably just going to try and curve out, play the Fanatic into the Rindra, and just see what happens from there. Probably going to lead with this, just to see what our opponent's up to, and then if we need to, we can Waystone to loot. Okay, play the shiny one. Okay, so I'll see what our opponent's up to. I'm not sure what matchups I want. Stone Scar's probably not excellent, but not terrible either. If we can just force them to waste a load of resources on this Fanatic, we're probably in good shape. Get this down just so we can start to play some stuff. Okay, it's undepleted power, which is probably one because we just want to get this Rindra down as soon as possible. Because I'm assuming that this Fanatic does not live to see the tail. Let's keep this, because I've got no intention of blocking with this unless we do draw the Scream. So I'm just going to keep the fair in them. Okay, champion, so a proper traditional style of the old Stone Scar beatdown. I think in this case we'll be playing the Gorgon Fanatic, and I think we probably will block if we're allowed. Just get that champion out of here, because otherwise it could be a real problem. And it's probably a race a lot we can do. So Suffocate happens, that's fine. We're going to lose a little bit of value here, because we're going to be playing the Rindra and wasting one of our Nightfalls just to get it out there. Okay, so let's Nightfall it up. Play Rindra, and we are snap blocking whatever attacks. Just want to cash this in for a little bit of life to offset the other two attackers I get through. And they've only got the Overwhelm at the moment, so they can get a bunch of damage with Rapid Shot, but that's still fine. we just sort of want to get cards off him, and they just managed to get there. So I'm pretty sure they've got something, even if it's only a torch, but we'll still block him. Okay, so the champions sort of cancel each other out. Is there a Vara favour here? Yep, there is. Okay, so I'm just to get the crest down. And Vara the Fate Touch, that's going to get discarded on our next turn. Just going to play this out, keep the Nightfall flowing. And it looked like how difficult it was for our opponent there. Perhaps maybe we should have just blocked the Instigator. Okay, so this is a torch to me. Okay, so that is sending a message. It's very likely that we are dead here, unless our opponent has to attack first. So they've got the Yeti and they've got the 7 damage. Not the best first showing, but start somewhere. Okay, this hand is not the one. Let's redraw that. Okay. Lost a bit of signal there, so just play a power and go. The hand's probably fine. It'll depend on whether we can afford to just play out these strategizes, but I think I'm going to just play out the first one. Our opponent's given us a time, so we're just going to do that. I think all of our power commits aside, so just get rid of this Feln banner. Ideal next turn, we're just going to chuck out the Observer. Okay, playing as 3-colour deck. I'm just going to chuck out the Cobalt Waystone because this lets us play the Fanatic. Our opponent gets to make a relic weapon to kill this, and then we get to scream it back to hit them with it. Okay. That's much worse for us. So let's just make an Observer and they'll have a loot. Let's just get rid of this Shadow Sigil. I'm not going to attack in here. In fact, I might just block just so that we can, if they play a Sandstorm Titan next turn, we're able to annihilate the Sandstorm Titan, and we're also able to, yep. So that's what I expected. I was sort of hoping they'd attack there, but I'm not so lucky. So what do we want to do here? We can loot first, have a better idea of what we want to be doing. So let's chuck this seat out because we're not able to do anything for right now. I do want to annihilate this. I think I'm just going to kick the Gorgon back because they probably don't want to attack because they don't just going to give me the free Haunting Scream. But here we're just going to chuck out the Strategize, just keep digging towards something exciting. And I think perhaps here we don't need the additional. Let's get rid of the Cobalt Waystone because we might not need the additional Observer, but it's still going to be good. Just lets us rip through that deck. So opponent's thinking. We've got a Shattered Glass Mage. There's going to be no value there. So I think now we can actually just use this ability. I'm going to discard this Beastcaller. And we're probably just going to do that for the next couple of turns. Because we've got 2 Haunting Screams. So, get in there, Beastie. Ah! Huge 1 damage. And then, I think I would have followed up with this. Maybe our opponent does have Wrath. So, yeah. We'll keep this in case they've not. Let's get to loot. Let's chuck this away. Big fan of these screams. Because if our opponent does actually harsh rule us here, we will just get to reanimate these 5/5s just by hitting in again with this Direwood Beastcaller. Okay, well we've got the Snowcrush Animist. I don't got any way to reanimate that yet, so let's use the ability. Let's swap this for something real. We can also just feed in time this, because this is going to get a bit silly soon. If they want to spend 8 power every single turn just to activate this, as potent as it is, I think we can potentially end the game before that is a real problem for us. So I think we're just going to feed in time this. And just sort of force the issue here. Take for everything but this. Because I want to keep this around. I'm just going to post combat loot. I'm just going to discard this Gorgon Fanatic. Dinner time apparently. It's not wrong, it is 6:30. Sporefolk, yeah, get in there. This Gorgon Fanatic is going to do nothing in play. So let's just get in the bin where it's got the potential to actually do something. Okay. Yeah, you got it. So what can we do here? Let's Sporefolk first. Let's see what we chucked in the bin. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we sadly have the grasping at shadows that we really wanted. I feel a bit silly getting rid of that feeding time now. Could have used it here. So do we have a Rindra in the bin? We do. I'm not concerned that they're going to follow up for Harsh. We're going to have not much left. So we can get in here. They're going to block this here. They're going to take some damage here. So I think the best play is to reanimate the Rindra. And that looks a lot like Christmas. And if not, it's going to be very, very close to lethal. I tend to be lazy and not really count. Yep, so beginning of their turn, Nightfall does its job. Okay, so this hand, well, apart from the 1 power, is super slow. So let's get rid of that. This hand's potentially fine. This Vara is a brick, and I'm going to try and find a nice way to discard that. Hopefully we can just play out the Fanatic, get it dealt with, and scream it back. Let's get us into some action. It's a red deck with a Granite Waystone, so more Gorgon Fanatics the merrier. Just the more they have to deal with, the better for me. A lot of decks don't play that much removal, so you can actually just treat this as being an extra creature. Okay, so this is real Grenadines. So this turn we're not doing anything, but next turn hopefully we're just going to start getting there. This deck doesn't have any way to bring anything back from the yard, I believe. Oh no! I've been bricked. But I'm not sure how this match is going to go. If we generate something that's super big, they will just be able to deal with it. Okay, that's aggressive. I'll just block here. This deck tends to not actually play Torch, and if it does, it's on like a 2 of, because I've just got real removal instead. Oh. If they madness here, then I'm in bad shape. Because they get the card, and they also get the Gorgon in their graveyard, which is not excellent for me. I'm probably thinking about that now. 5? What need 5 for? Oh, scrap tank, okay. This is fine. We can raise this. Yep, the guy gets to be 5 power, and they get another 1/1, but that's mostly fine. We're just going to scream it out. If this gets too nonsense, we can just feed and time it. Okay, well, Just going to Echo to draw a card, discard this Vara. And next turn we're going to put Vara into play and a hasty Gorgon. Our opponent does get to do a bunch of damage here. Especially if you just start to sacrifice pre-combat just to get up to a 7/7, so they're going to net an extra point of damage. Okay, going to net an additional 3 points there. Getting for 12. Probably actually quite happy just to trade Vara for this if that's something they want to do. So right now, let's play this. Not getting any value off this Waystones yet. Just grab them at Shadows, put this Vara in play, and then put the Fanatic. If the Vara gets dealt with in a way that isn't, involving madness, we do get to bring it back again next turn if we need to. If the game lasts long enough that they just go ham with a Gear Cruncher, we do have a Harbinger to deal with that. Looks like our opponent's still digging though, and they've not found what they need. Okay, that's interesting. Gotta save forever and take infinite damage, so we'll block this. Let's make the same play as last turn. We've just got infinite grasping at Shadows. Just gonna hit a power with this. Grasp away again. Discarding to hand size isn't the worst thing in the world here either. End the turn. Let's get rid of this. And is there anything else? Yeah, don't want to actually put a Gorgon Fanatic into play. And these Sporefolk are going to do some work. So, assuming the Vara gets to survive, we'll be in real good shape. Because next time we'll be able to mill 5, well, discard 5, and put something into play. Well, we'll do that nice 2 times. Well, we'll just do it once and do a feeding time. Yep, so they've got a Madness and they've got a discard outlet. So we are taking a bunch here. Yeah, looks like 18. Okay. So we'll just annihilate this. Should do it in a different order, but it's honestly not going to matter because they generally don't have anything to return this. So I think it's very likely that we're just going to stabilize. The 8th power is actually fine, just because we can actually just hard cast an actual Vara if we draw one. We used up a bunch of Graspings. I'm probably just going to snap off the Sporefolk first, see if we hit anything good. Because if we do hit another Vara, let's have a look at what we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just another Sporefolk. So we can play this. And what else? What can we get for the Grassmate Shadows? It's just the Gorgon Fanatic, which isn't super exciting here. So I think I'm just going to do a Herald song. So dig a little bit. So there's a Hornet Scream one. We can get rid of the Sporefolk now. Just Hornet Scream this Fanatic. We should really be Hornet Screaming separate Fanatics, just so that we have multiple with the same abilities. I think we're at 5 now, so we're probably quite safe. We'll just be able to strategize. Get rid of one of these powers. Whoops, lots of powers. Then hopefully our opponent plays a Gear Cruncher and we're just able to get Harbinger, gain like 13 life. And the game's probably out of reach for our opponent then. I'm snapping off this block every time. Yep, so they're playing a little something else. Yep, the quarry. Okay. So sadly we can't do it all, but Harbinger for now. Would have really liked if we was able to feed in time as well, but not today. So I'll just chuck this out there. We're at 17 life. We've got time to deal with stuff, so gonna get to loot with this twice. It's been quite a roller coaster this match. If this gets dealt with, like perhaps they're able to remove it, and I think they're close to it. We'll just get to play it again with a grasp if we want. I think we're just gonna try and slowly inch ahead and not get too greedy. I've never actually crafted or played with Snowcrush Animist until I built this deck this morning, so I'd be impressed to see what it's going to do, but it feels like in a bunch of matchups the Black Sky is just going to be better. Okay, they killed my loot engine. Which is probably actually better for them. Okay, we're just getting combusted. Let's check out the underplate powder so we can basically have it all. And we're going to Hornet Scream. I'm going to actually play correctly this time and get this one. Perhaps we should actually just get the Beastcaller just so we've got threats in play. That's probably actually just better. And then if we need to, we can just Grasp Infinite Shadows that back into play. For now, just going to piggy this, get rid of that nonsense, play Rindra and keep it night time. Okay, so look in the bin. So we'll just get to remove everything and get a bunch of damage if we get the Harbinger. Get rid of everything. Follow up with the Vara's favour and it didn't matter. Okay, so this hand's looking pretty great. My mic arrived today and I'm not quite sure how to set it up right. I think it should at least sound better by now. Okay, we've got a planned turn here. So basically just gonna look for another power. And it's better than no power, so we'll keep it. Actually really hoping that we just don't play against any Steward of the Past decks, because that sounds like that'd be rough. But I'm happy to play against any time decks. Okay, let's get a nice hit. Discard in the top 5 with the Sporefolk. And one of our reanimation spells, but it hit a Vara into the yard, so it's all good to me. Okay, so what could be the time-based armory deck? Let's just keep going ham here. Get rid of the Vara. Okay. It's not until the end of the world there. This is a sort of a carrier, just going to hit my Sporefolk, but that's fine, because the Nocturnal Observer will kill it just with a Nightfall. Okay. Just going to get in there. So, I'm not sure what our opponent's on, but I'd rather get the Rindra down so she can do a bit of damage if they are like a harsh rule deck. Because a Rune Hammer here is not going to do anything. So it has to be like a Vanquish, Dual Torch, that sort of thing. Sword and Torch would be ideal, that's a sort of trade I'd like to do. Not sure how good a Direwood Beastcaller would be in a Wrath matchup, because you need to actually get in there first. Okay, so there's Miner's Musket and Torch. Nope, just Miner's Musket onto the Sporefolk. It's not super excellent. Nope, just chunk in there for 5. Let's have a little scout. Let's put that at the bottom, because we've got a bunch of power anyway. I'd like to play the Observer. Don't just want to play everything into a harsh rule though, but it will get us closer to just hitting some sort of reanimation spell. So, yep. Get out of there, Snowcrush. I was impressed by his voice line in the other game though. Yep. That's mostly fine. We'll strategize here. Okay, got Feln Scream as well. So we'll chuck the seat. We don't really need it. Just keep the Nightfall. Got anything in here that we want to reanimate? Nope. So if I'll just leave the Beastcaller, that's fine. I was curious which one to play. We've drawn a lot of cards with the Nightfall, and they've not really been able to deploy them as well as us. So the correct just have extra wraths, so this hitting them couldn't be a disaster. But if they killed it now, I'm more than fine just to scream it out, just to keep getting in there. Gonna keep the Nightfall going. So, because there was a tiny bit of a pause there, maybe they've got like a torch or something. Maybe it could be worth just getting a Rindra or something a little bit more robust. Well, I'm also just play risky. This gets torched, we're just going to follow up with a Gorgon. Yep, and that's what's happening. We'll save this for a... We've got one easy answer to a Rune Hammer, but just keep a second one in hand. Because it's one that doesn't actually need us to commit to the board. Okay, this is fine. I'm not sure I've actually got an answer to this. Okay. Well, we are going ham. Because yeah, so I've got a couple of options here. I can bring out the Rindra because we do get to attack him for free. I can play the Snowcrush Animist, which doesn't do much. It does pop the Aegis. We do have a feeding time somewhere, but we've got another way of doing that anyway. So get the Rindra, just keep the cards going. Oh, it wasn't a screened back one, so that was a bit rough. Yeah, I'm just used to the idea where if I'm bringing this back into play for Vara, it's got haste, well, charge in this game. Still trying to get used to using the right words. Yep, that's fine. We'll just keep finding stuff like Harsh Rule. Or another Vara, that'll do. I think we can just literally have it all right now. Get this into play. Bring this in. Bring this in. Let's bring a Sporefolk in. We're nowhere near decking ourselves. I have an Animist. Let me bespoke. Should probably done Sporefolk first, just so that we could actually just hit more stuff in the bin. So we hit. So used half our Grasping of Shadows. I wasn't actually anticipating filling the board at this much. Our opponent's used 2 of the Harsh Rules so far. So it's very likely that this is enough. But we've got plenty in the tank. Our opponent's on a low life total. And we've got 3 pots of burn in hand, so to speak. One time, try and prompt the action here. Oh, yes. 1 mana 14/14. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, have you got another one? Nope. Showing us what they got. Okay, this is the last game we're going to be playing with this. So what do we think of this? I think this is actually pretty good because it's got some good anti-beatdown elements and a strategize. If any of it's bad, we can just get rid of it. But I think even that's still good. We'll keep this. Good to lead on the Feln banner. It's against some sort of Stone Scar deck. So the Vara's Favour and the Sporefolk are probably going to be really good here. If our opponent ends up playing a only one in next, I'll be super happy. Because both of these blank that. If our opponent doesn't have a complete power, and we get to, like, on the play just destroy an only one. Looks like it could just be... Yeah, this looks like this is going to be another army deck. Let's go on the top 5, and which we got a Rindra and 2 Observers. Okay, yep, you got me. Yeah, that wanted poster is not remotely playable. That's a lot of work to get a worse Inspire. Let's chuck this out there. But even though we've got all those weapons and removal, I think it's still probably better if actually just playing Inspire. Got the same sort of result, really. Although in the mirror this is probably good because it can just pop the Carrier Aegis if you're not packing your weapons, get rid of it. Yep, sorcery speed split our guy is fine by me, especially when we're just this lucky and we hit Hornet Scream. Yeah, we can't really do this, sadly. You have to get in there with the Gorgon first. I'd really like to be able to play the Sporefolk before the Hornet Scream. Yeah, this is fine. I'm just going to bottom any power. Yep, get out of here. So looking that Strategize can just ditch one of these excess powers later on. Although the sort of good thing with this deck is that because you've got so many sort of things that just buy you time, just all these cheap little drawer cards that you are able just to sort of nickel and dime, get yourself up to the power required to be able to cast these expensive spells. Wolf got a bit, anything exciting? Not especially. I think just in case our opponent's got a torch, I'm just going to get in there with Rindra. Calls his knight, which kills us anyway. But we also get to play this down and give this nice ability for if we do find a Vara. No, we've not quite got one yet. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Making a 6 land. This is a die show, yep. It's not super excellent against us because we do have pretty good ways of just dealing damage to it. Yep, there you go. And there's the Vara. So right now, so this puts us up to 6, and we do 2 points of damage to this. So I'll put this into play. Regain the Knight. If they're able to protect it with a From Warden or something, I can always just Grasping at Shadows the other one of these we get to keep in play. I suspect they'd sort of need to do that, but Slay's fine. I'm going to take 8. But if we do draw a discard spell, I'm probably in trouble, because we'll just get the Vara back. Yeah, we're taking 8, that's fine. We can also just do this. So I think that's what we'll do. Kills the die show. This is an not especially potent threat, but a 3/5 is good against a lot of our opponent's weapons, as they've not played an artisan. So it's unlikely we'll have any 5 powers. So let's chuck this in. Yep. I've not really got any intention of Haunted Screaming anything in, so don't feel a need to do that. So let's get this in there. I'm going to slow roll this Vara, just like play one at a time. Just to, because we're still going to have enough pressure in play. We get the 6 plus whatever we decide. And it's probably going to be the Rindra with haste, or charge. And that'll just get us in for so much damage. Happy that Infiltrate only works when you attack for it. Okay, so we've got. It's going to be the Rindra. I'm just going to race our opponent. So flying and charge. We're going to chunk in for 8. And then such a buffered life total, it's unlikely this can go too badly for us. Especially because we can just, if this dies, we just bring it back. I'm actually more than happy just to block this. Was this a full 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. We're just going to block there. Yeah, and that'll be game. Just slowing the game down there by drawing that. And I'm just going to replay it. We could actually just play the second Vara, but there's no point. This will get them on their draw step. And that's it. So that was the deck. It's a blast to play, but I'm not entirely convinced this is the exact configuration you want to be playing. I was much more a fan of the Feln Scream deck we played this weekend, as everything was a lot more castable in the early game. I do think that Snowcrush Animist is perhaps a bit too swingy of a reanimation target. Sometimes it's just going to 100% KO your opponent, and sometimes it's just a massive brick. The games it wraps your opponent will probably be more than worth the games where the effect doesn't matter. So it's probably still a necessary inclusion. And Vara is still the biggest and best, and she really gets to shine here outside of the Feln Control deck. Feeding time is cool, but probably well too expensive, though maybe just the unconditional removal is what you need over something easier to slot in your power curve, like Suffocate or Annihilate. The new additions of the Nocturnal Observer and Rindra really tie the deck together and are exactly as good as advertised. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you tomorrow with some hot Yeti action.